I am Dr. Morton Wily, and it's time to handle sequels. See, back in the days of the NES, a lot of companies didn't think it was smart to remake the same game over and over and over again. This fear really is what caused some of the more strange second games in the series. This does explain how, like, Super Mario Bros. 2 and Legend of Zelda 2. However, to their credit, Super Mario Bros. 2 gave us tons of Mario enemies that we still use today, like Shy Guys, Pokies, Birdo, and Bob-Bombs. Even if the ending was a bit of a screw you. We have to admit that it gave us that, and that kinda makes it alright. Legend of Zelda 2, which is actually called The Adventure of Link, actually gives us the third piece of the Triforce. The original game only gave us the power and wisdom. And of course it gave us Dark Link as well as a few moves Link uses in Smash Brothers. But for today's episode, what did Castlevania 2 give us? A lot of jokes, that's what. And with that overly long introduction, let's take a look at Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest. No one to credit for this manual. Oh well, I guess I'll have to give it to Konami. So, the cover page is just how to play Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest! On the first page, there's a kick-ass picture of Simon with Dracula standing behind him. Although, this raises a problem. You see, Dracula is not alive in this game, and that isn't not alive, like, you know, undead vampire not alive. I mean, you are collecting parts of his body during this game, and I don't think you can live without a I am shutting up before you know who barges in. Also, congratulations on owning your own authentic Konami home version of Simon's Quest! I couldn't find anything that would prove that there was an arcade cabinet of this game, but I really didn't look too hard. Alright, time for the story. The second coming of Dracula! Oh, that's going to piss off the Christians. You're Simon Belmont, the bravest of the brave, the boldest of the bold! That's the same terminology now used for Doritos. A Gothic warrior, respected by kings. You've earned your praise, not by crushing Viking invaders or Turkish hordes. Psh, that's child's play. But by destroying the evil Count Dracula in a duel to the death at Castlevania. But your victory proved painful, as the wounds inflicted during the duel slowly gnaw at your soul. Even if you manage to perfect during Castlevania, your wounds will gnaw at your soul. One day, though, a beautiful maiden appeared. With a soft voice, she warned you that you were possessed by the Count's curse. She said your only hope of destroying the curse and healing your scars was to find the 5 body parts of Dracula and burn them in his castle, forever ending his reign of the Prince of Darkness. Or, Simon, you could just die and never go back to that hell of a castle. That seems like an option. Suddenly, like most beautiful visions, she began to fade, and you reached to touch her. She spoke her final words. Fear not, brave Simon, for if you have the courage to risk your life, you will find the strength to win again. Now, how to play? In this one-player adventure, you begin your quest to discover Dracula's 5 missing body parts. One of which isn't a body part, but we'll get to that later. Upon finding these gruesome items, proceed to Dracula's castle, where you will once again duel to the death with the Count. And if I refuse... Alright, the duel with Dracula it is then. This quest will not be easy! But it has a password system and isn't made by Rare, so it could be worse. For you must battle hideous fiends who stalk the land.
Like 2 giant stalking things.
Fortunately, the longer you survive, the greater your experience rating. Yep, I think this is the second sequel made that had experience added into it. Of course, now that the Castlevania has made the switch to the Metroidvania style, it's strange how ahead of its time this game actually is, and less vulnerable your troubled soul. Secrets to this adventure can be found as you wander through friendly Transylvania. Stop and talk to villagers, because these helpful strangers will give you clues. Some are also merchants who will sell you weapons and other mystical items. Your purchasing power depends on how many hearts you have. Wait, what? Who are these merchants that allow trading hearts for weapons? Another warning from the spirits. A few friendly villagers are town pranksters, and their clues are false. Of course, you'll never know until you take a chance. This is also one of the bigger reasons why people find this game annoying as all hell. The next pick is about how to read the start screen and multi-screen. I don't care about that, so let's move on. The next page is about how to use your controller. At least these are all correct as far as I can tell. Also, how to use certain weapons by pressing up on the control pad while pressing B to throw the holy water or dagger, drive the oak stake, use the flame, or to place the garlic in strategic locations. The next page is entitled Night and Day and shows off the changes between, well, night and day, saying that apparently there are only 2 times in Transylvania, high noon and midnight. At noon, when the sun shines bright on the Eastern European village, all appears well and calm. This is the perfect time to discover clues and purchase weapons. But when the sun sets behind the Transylvanian mountains, the friendly villagers scatter for their safety of their homes, as creatures of all shapes, sizes, and hairiness roam the darkness. After the controls, we've got the 6 haunting scenes, which include the mansions, where you will find the body parts you seek, the church, where you can go and heal during the day, because churches aren't open at night, the ferryman, who knows exactly where to take you. However, it has nothing to do, really, with what body parts you possess. To go to another location, you need to equip Dracula's heart. The forest primeval, where the manual tells you to grind, and grind you will. The bridge over the river Dye. Puns. Oh, wait a minute. And getting to the other side will be more terrifying than a, traffic jam on the Golden Gate. Okay, the writer's trying to be funny again. And finally the graveyard. And oh god! Yes, of course! People are just dying to get in. And after that we've got, oh god, no! Punstorm warning! Hit the dirt! The Count's missing pieces, including the nail, which is a symbol of evil power, the eyeball, oh dear god, when it comes to the most frightening piece, the eyes have it. Ow! The rib bone. Most people don't realize this, but Dracula only has 1 bone. A single rib. And it will make the ordinary hero feel like a spineless coward. The ring, which is not a body part. And the heart of Dracula. I don't know why they decided to call that the heart of Dracula. Couldn't you have done this with all of these? The rib of Dracula! Oh god, no, I spoke too soon! And watch out, the heart attacks. Bad writer! Bad writer! You should not feel good about that! And a bad artist! The heart looks more like a jelly bean! Or maybe more like Vitreous's heart. The next page shows you your available arsenal of magical weapons. Magic is kind of a relative term on some of these, as I don't see how the leather whip, the thorn whip, the chain whip, or the morning star count as magic! While we're at it, the oak stake isn't very magical either. At least the dagger in its varieties and the flame consumes hearts as you use them. That's right, it draws from what is essentially your money. Oh, and just something interesting about the stakes and vampire lore. It's not really related as you pierce the weird crystal ball things, but it's supposed to be an ash stake, not an oak one. Although I will give credit for the writer saying that the magic changes the morning star into the flame whip, as it hints that you need the morning star to get the flame whip. Next page is magic items, except holy water and diamond, because those both kinda count as weapons. It could have been on the previous page. As more credit goes to the writer saying that you need the cross to seal Dracula's fate. I believe it won't even let you into Castlevania without it, but I can't confirm that. The crystals are also very vague on the description, so good luck dealing with the non-player characters to decipher what to do with them. The final page shows you Dracula's best buddies. And let's see the honorable mentions. The two-headed creature is a rare creature in Castlevania series. It only appears here and in Castlevania Chronicles. Also, it's Sprite? I didn't know that was supposed to have two heads. The Fishman is probably better known now as the Merman. And Freddy at the bottom is actually called Claus in their Japanese manual. They changed the name to reference the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. And well, doesn't that sprite just scream Freddy Krueger? No, not really? Well, go figure. Finally, Vampira and Death are just squeezed into the lineup as well, despite technically being bosses. Optional bosses, but bosses nonetheless. And that's Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest. And after going over the manual, I can safely say that it doesn't really help you at all. If you want to attempt this game, go to GameFAQs and look at a walkthrough or find a Let's Play online. Otherwise, prepare to get lost and die trying to solve the riddle of Dracula's curse. Oh, and when you play this game, try not to play at night, for it is always a horrible night to have a curse.